There's a lots of buffaloes on our country. This is because there are a lot of buffalo in our top-end landscape. But do they all fit on country? Is the country still providing everything they need? This animation is to help the things about how your buffalo and your country are going.
Buffalo live in families. Each family stays together as a family herd. They stick together, move together, feed together, and sleep together. Little groups of male buffalo will break off from the family herd when they reach about 3 years old, but all the mothers and girl buffalo stay together with their young ones. Buffalo have territory. They like to move around the same places. The herd likes to follow the same pattern each day. This means they walk the same places each day. The ground gets worn out where they walk. Eventually, the worn out ground can't grow food and gets dusty in the dry season. Now the herd has to go further to find food. When buffalo all move along the same route, they make channels and paths. Buffalo are heavy, and when they walk on wet ground, their feet put holes in the ground and squash the soil and mud down lower. Channels form in the wet areas and paths form in the dry areas. Buffalo get itchy because of things like buffalo fly and caked on mud. They like to rub on trees when they have an itch. When they rub, they wear the bark off. They rub on the same trees over and over, and eventually these die and fall over. Normally, living tree roots help to hold the soil together, but if the tree has died, the roots are also dead. The dead tree roots don't hold the ground together, and the soil can be washed away when it rains. In places where freshwater and saltwater country come together, buffalo can change freshwater places into saltwater places. This happens when the buffalo have made channels. If the channels link the freshwater places to the saltwater places, the saltwater can flow inland along those channels when the tide is high. Freshwater plants and animals are not used to having salt on them, and the saltwater can make these places dead. Buffalo need water. If buffalo don't have water, they will die. Every day, buffalo need water to drink and to wallow and cool off in. In the wet season, buffalo herds have many places they can find water, and the herds spread out in the landscape. But in the dry season, the herds will congregate wherever they can find water. This could be around springs, billabongs, creeks, and mangroves. Lots of herds all need to use the same water places. The herds will use the same water places each day because they like to follow the same pattern each day. The ground around the water place gets worn out because of so many feet walking over it. When the ground has no plants left on it, it gets fragile and the topsoil easily washes away with the rain. The topsoil washes into creeks and rivers and can silt them up and make them shallower than they should be. It also makes the water look muddy. Buffalo like to wallow in the water to cool down. Wallowing stirs up mud from the bottom and makes the water look dirty and sometimes smell bad. Wallowing tears up the water plants and stops them growing. Wallow water is not nice water to drink. Wallowed places are also not very nice places for magpie geese, crocodiles, turtle or fish to live. Buffalo need a lot of food. Buffalo are bovine animals. They have 4 stomachs. Mostly they eat perennial grass. There are lots of kinds of perennial grass, and the buffalo have their favourite kinds to eat. Their favourite grasses are the ones that are tastiest and easiest for the buffalo to digest. So the buffalo chooses them first. Buffalo will keep choosing these ones until they are all used up. Over time, these grasses stop growing in the landscape where the buffalo are grazing. After the favourite grasses are gone, the buffalo will eat their next favourite grass until that one is gone, and so on. If there is no grass left, buffalo will start eating other things like bark and leaves of trees and pandanus. These plants do not recover after they have been eaten. Buffalo eat about 20 kilograms of food every day. That would weigh about the same as 2 car tires. In 1 year, one buffalo eats about 7,000 kilograms of food. 7,000 kilograms is about the same weight as 3 Hiluxes. Each day, the herds move around and graze until all the animals have got enough to eat. If the grass is short or the quality is not very good, the herd will take a long time to find all the food they need. If there are a lot of herds in the area, they will all be moving over the same areas throughout the day, all looking for food. Their trampling makes it hard for anything to grow. When buffalo are moving around looking for food, they can pick up weed seeds and spread them to new places. Weed seeds could be stuck on their bodies or pass through their guts when they eat the seed and dropped out in the manure piles. Buffalo populations grow by about 30% every year. If there are 100 animals now along the creek, next year there will be 30% more. This will be 130 animals along the creek. If there are 10,000 animals now on the land trust, next year there will be 3,000 more. This will be 13,000 animals on the land trust. Every one of these animals will be looking for food, water, and a place to camp. The 30% population growth rate means that more and more animals need food, clean water, and space on country every year. This means that there is less food, clean water, and space for all the other plants and animals that should be living there. At some point, there will not be enough for everyone and everything. Country will not be able to provide enough to meet the needs of the buffaloes as well as all the other things that should be there. Some species will disappear. Farmers use the word carrying capacity when they talk about how many animals can be supported by the land. When there are too many animals, the land can't support them all. The land gets sick or the animals get sick. Usually both things happen. First the land gets sick and it can't support the animals. Then the animals get sick. The farmer or landowner is responsible for letting it happen. They get the blame because they let too many animals be there. After there have been too many animals on country, even for just a short time, it takes a very, very long time for country to recover. It might take more than a lifetime. Grasses and trees need time to grow back, but they will eventually grow back if there are still some seeds in the ground. But the shape of the ground can be changed forever. It is very hard to get soil back after animals have made it wash away. Soil takes hundreds of years to form. Soil that has washed away to sea will never come back. If country is not able to provide enough food, clean water, and living space for all the buffalo, and also all the other plants and animals that should be living there, the people responsible for that country need to make some decisions. What goes and what stays.
If you have buffalo on the country, you need to check on the health of the country. Is country doing what it is supposed to be doing? Are buffalo changing country? Are buffalo making it hard for country to keep plant and animal story, culture, and people in good condition? We need to think about what are the right decisions for your country. We need country to be healthy if you want it to keep plant and animal story, culture, and people alive and strong.